Cam Harrison, good morning, buddy. Says ASU reached out to Conover the moment he entered the transfer portal. Somebody told me the other day that Conover deal was sealed when they did not allow him to throw the ball that last week of the year.
Yeah.
Like and candidly, I've reached out to Jacob and he doesn't want to talk. He is not interested. I think one of the things about BYU, and we need to be careful with this, but one of the things you're seeing, and hopefully we get the Fano Brothers this week. I've been texting with Logan Fano, and I think he wants to come on. We need to understand how bad the culture was at BYU this year. Because when you lose Jacob Conover, you're going to have to get it. Like, Cade Fennigan's a great quarterback. I think he's going to play in the bowl game.
Yeah.
You're going to have to build depth at quarterback. This football team needs depth across the board because you just don't have it. Like at Utah, when we're talking about losing Dalton Kincaid, you've got 2-3 other guys that are capable, right? You lose Brant Keithy. Did you really miss a beat at the tight end? Well, you probably did. You don't know you did because Dalton Kincaid's a stud. At BYU, you don't have that kind of depth. And when you're losing names like Barrington and Conover, and did anybody see that Peely transferred? He's in the transfer portal. Like, there was something wrong there. There was something wrong there. And I think we knew there were issues. We knew that. I just don't know that we have a full grasp on how deep the issues at BYU were this year. It was far worse than we had any idea. Far worse than we had any idea.
Yeah.
So, like to me, it's not something in all the years we've been doing this show, talking BYU football, I don't believe that we've ever seen problems of this depth, of this variety. They've always had depth issues on the roster. They've always had recruiting issues, but all those things seemingly went away the last 24 months, the last 2 years. And then they started losing. And something came out of that Oregon beatdown, like where you got physically dominated.
Hey, you're just never in the game.
Yeah. That to me was a problem. Cruz, good morning. Monty, glad to see you're still working on air. You used to work at KGO in San Francisco, but they recently fired everyone and changed their format to sports. Happy holidays to you and keep trucking. Well, thanks, Cruz. Appreciate that. Yeah. Yes. KGO flipped to an all betting format. I still actually have a lot of people that I know that worked at KGO.
Yeah.
So, good to see you, Cruz. I appreciate you being here. Jordan Brown says Cam is playing in the Rose Bowl. Him and Brant might stay. I wonder, the announcements of going to the NFL are very slow.
Yeah.
I
don't know what the incentive is to wait.
Yeah. Josh Lovren says perfect team for Cam in the NFL is who? The 49ers? Well, Purdy looks flipping amazing.
The Rams?
He needs to go Cam Rising's an NFL backup. He's not a starting quarterback. So, by the way, Josh, Geno came back to earth yesterday.
No, GS7.
How are the Seahawks on the outside looking in?
It's embarrassing, dude.
Yeah, they couldn't stop the run yesterday to save their lives. We'll see. Tulin says, I don't see Cam as an NFL quarterback. I just don't see the physical talent. Oh, I see the physical talent. I just don't know that. I don't know that his top end is NFL number one. I think he is a backup quarterback in the NFL. He's more talented than a guy like who's a career backup? Chase Daniels, let's say. Like he's clearly good enough.
Better or worse than Mike White?
I don't know. Did you guys see that hit that Mike White took yesterday?
Several.
Good God. No, the one where he got
bent in half. Yeah.
Oh,
but the guy took probably 4 or 5 vicious hits.
Yeah, I don't know about all that. I think he's probably on par with Mike White.
Yeah.
I just don't know he's an every down quarterback. I don't. Jeremy said, I think this past year set BYU back a few years recruiting-wise. I bet Snowden is committing to Utah. Well, and that's a problem. When you lose the way they lost and then things just break down and fall apart. You have Holker leaving just in the middle of the year.
Yeah.
Like, what a coward move that was. You have a guy in Conover who has waited his turn patiently and just was never given it. And I actually understand Peely transferring because I think next year is going to be a pain train.
Yeah.
I think if you can get to 6 games and be bowl eligible, you'd be thrilled with that.
Yep.
You'd be thrilled with that.
Yep.
Going into the Big 12 is going to be a problem. If I'm Peely and I have NFL aspirations, I'm transferring.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with that. New DC, like new coaching staff coming in, like I have no problem with that. I have no problem with Peely transferring. It sucks because he's a stud, but I understand it. I totally get it. I haven't, like, where's Max Tooley these days?
I don't know. I have no idea.
We got to try and catch up with him. Josh Lebron says, not sure culture can be fixed before next fall. Oh, I think it can be fixed.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I think they're riding the ship now.
You know how you fix culture? You do what Lincoln Riley did. You bring in a whole pack of new people. Coaches, players, the whole nine. The problem is, here's the truth about BYU. If we're just truth-telling about BYU. Does BYU administration want a culture change? My guess is they don't care.
Yeah.
My guess is the word that was used to me the other day from a BYU guy was apathy, which is an awful, ugly, nasty word. Oh, we won? Cool. Oh, we lost? Yeah. We'll play again next week. I just don't think they care. And so administration, I think the administration side, specifically the partnership sales and revenue machine on the administration side, just wants to be, hey, look at me guy. Like, it's this fathom of control, right? Mm-hmm. Like, you just keep chasing control.
You are fake.
And it's just not real. There's no such thing as control. And as soon as you understand that control is not real, the world becomes a much easier place to exist. Because you don't have control over very much. You've got control over you. You've got control over, do you choose to brush your teeth or not? You don't have control over what other people are going to do.
Yeah.
You have control over your reaction to their action. That's it. That's the bottom line. And that's every day in life. You have control over your reaction to others' actions, period. And you got to control that. Tyler P. says, NFL needs to revamp their playoff ranking system. Oh, I love it. Why do you want to, like, what do you want to take out the division winners? Like,
yeah, you need to be more specific.
Yeah. Tulin says, Cam is a fierce competitor, but I think that's about it. I think he's got enough talent to play there. NY Monty fan says, Russell Wilson needs to get an ESPY award for Let It Ride hype video. My God. Or Let's Ride hype video. Dude. You got to fire the head coach in Denver.
You have to. You want to talk about needing a culture change. That place needs it.
Come on now. NY Monty fan says, Monty, you posted that viewership for all the college teams this year to date. That was eye-opening. BYU's numbers seemed low. Well, because they are low. I mean, they but again, fan apathy hit an all-time high. Dude, look how unplugged BYU football fans were on this show through the month of October and November.
When you get your ass kicked by Oregon, you think BYU fans want to talk about it?
Yeah. I would guess not. Look at those numbers. That's a kick in the groin right there. You want to talk numbers?
Why is Ohio State in the college football playoff?
Because they have 70 million people who watch their games. And you look at Notre Dame, an average team, 40 million players, 40 million people watch their game. Look, I mean, this is not an accident, you guys. Yeah. Ohio State, Michigan, Bama, Georgia, Tennessee, LSU, Notre Dame, Penn State, TCU, Texas, and Clemson. Massive programs outside of TCU. And TCU's in the college football playoff. They were undefeated the entire year.
Yeah.
They had a ton of people watching. It's just Dallas-Fort Worth. Nobody gives a crap about TCU.
Come on.
Apparently they do.
Come on.
Apparently they do. 40 million people. Like, it's not and this is the problem with BYU. There's missionaries all over the world that watch BYU football. Well, apparently only when they win. And I know that this sucks, and if you're a BYU fan, I'm not trying to kick you in the cojones here, but are you a fan or not? Well, yeah, we're the best fans. Well, how come you don't watch after they lose games? I fill out my tithing card. The honeydew list.
You know.
But when they were winning, the honeydew list didn't matter. But that's not the question. You watch when they win. Question? You should watch when they lose. But that's not how BYU fans are. If we're honest to God,
it's true.
You'd rather run to whatever the board for Cougars and like Cougar board and just complain about everything. This guy sucks. Fire that guy.
Loser.
Ken Neal Mata Lava Loma. Loma Linda. Ken Niumataloma-Linda should be the new offensive coordinator. Screw A-Rod. Like, that's what BYU fans are saying this morning. How many tweets? I think I probably got 5 or 6 tweets. Hey, are they going to hire Ken Niumataloma-Linda? Like, that's what I got.
Yeah.
That you complaining.
How many days on Cougar Board this year were spent ripping Tuiaki? Oh,
my God. Josh Levern says BYU fans front running. Yeah, I mean, the only other front runners I know of are people that say GS7.